The Screen Actors Guild of America is concerned about profits and better working conditions, and also about the use of artificial intelligence. Now, it is routine at the moment. Artificial intelligence can alter lip movements so that in a subtitled film or in a film with dubbing, the lips of the main actors can move in accordance with the choice language. Quite extraordinary techniques are being used. I've played around with them myself. I know how incredibly versatile and valuable they can be, but they are also the basis for doing away with live actors altogether and replacing them with a digital double. And if real actors are dependent on pay or on residuals for their livelihood and for their medical insurance, then it stands to reason that if they are being replaced by digital doubles, then they should get money. And they certainly shouldn't be deprived of payment simply because the technology exists to overlook their talent. That technology is predicated on the talent of the actors in the first place. So I'm sorry that the the London premiere last night of Oppenheimer was disrupted by the strike. But actually, that's the sort of thing that collective action does quite well, and I think that's the right sort of approach. I think, in contrast, the rail strikes are the wrong approach, because the rail strikes have no purpose except to upset the travelling public, precisely because the government has found a way to ensure that the rail companies and the rail executives are compensated during this period of striking. So the striking is frankly purposeless. The only reason we go on strike, and I belong to two unions, by the way, the only reason we go on strike is to draw attention to an issue. Striking was one way of drawing attention in a pre-media age. It was a way of drawing attention of because if the newspapers were not going to write about the issues, then getting people on the streets, stopping working, would draw attention. Today, there are many other ways in which we can draw attention to the issues. The issue is not about strike. The strike itself is simply a means to an end. And I think people have forgotten this. The means to the end is to get people to get the business, the management to negotiate. And going out on strike, withholding one's labour, is a right that has been fought for and won. And it's a right that we shouldn't take for granted, but it's one that I don't think we should use indiscriminately. It's not the end tool. The end tool is the negotiation. And if that negotiation stands no chance of happening, as I think is the case in the rail strike, the rail strike, the management is just determined to wear down the workers. So it's more important to get the travelling public on side rather than to alienate them. And at the moment, having travelled by train on so many occasions recently, I would be very happy not to travel again. And if I could think of an alternative, a TARDIS maybe, to travelling by train, I would definitely take it. Because train travel in Britain at the moment is an absolute misery. It doesn't matter whether the people are on strike or whether they're not on strike. The service is surly and indiscriminately useless. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you are. You can't rely on the train and on the courtesy of the system. The system is discourteous and is too expensive for what it offers.